All right, two, check, check. Make sure we got some volume here. What is going on, everybody? Sorry for the late start. I lost my intro. For whatever reason, and I don't love the way this angle is. I lost my intro. I don't know where exactly it is, but if you've noticed, we have gone without an intro for a little bit of time now, and well, at least the last 2 weeks, and I've just been uncaring about going in and trying to find the intro. I need to make a new intro anyway for DJ Tech Thursday, but right now it has been kind of a lot. Let me bring my comment section up here so I can see what's going on. Is the Biden versus Trump debate today? It is today. And let's see, let me make this a little bigger. It is today. I'm working on a couple of things now, just trying to get my levels. Something happened to my camera. I know it's just a setting. Again, just don't have a lot of time right now. And I'm getting some weird focus issues on my camera over the last couple of times. I know that the green is always an issue, but it's been extreme the last couple of videos. So the one video that I shot last night, which technically should have been done this morning, it should have been active, was not active because, well, the first time on the video shoot, I use the ATEM Mini. I've gone back to the ATEM Mini, and I'll explain why. But see it, yeah. So I've gone back to the ATEM Mini, and I love it for one reason. When I'm editing videos, when I'm doing multi-camera work, for instance, with my computer and this and the up and the forward, it was becoming slightly complicated to get everything the way I wanted it to. Because I wanted to go 4K, and I went, because the ATEM Mini is a 1080p, but I wanted to go 4K and have my visuals looking blah blah blah. It takes too much work. I got to put cards in the overhead. I got to put cards in the front. I got to record my audio directly. It's a lot of work. So I went back to my ATEM because on the ATEM, not that I'm trying to get nerdy with you guys, but on the ATEM, it's an ISO. So all I'm doing is sending in my HDMI feeds, and then it's recording everything continuously at the same time. So I can just open it up, go into a multi-cam clip, and then I'm good. And then I can just change the angles right from Final Cut. It's really, really simple. I could do it in DaVinci too, but I prefer Final Cut. DaVinci would be even easier. I just literally open up the DaVinci little executable, and it opens it up and puts everything right. Yeah, I don't really care that the 4K mixers aren't common because, like I said, I was going direct and then just multicamming it after the fact. It just takes too much time. But the problem is I missed one little stupid thing. So in case you ever are working with like an ATEM or any type of like multicam video card here, you see this button right here, this on and this on. Well, this one is for my mic, which I can actually turn off for now. One is for my mic, and then each one of these is for the video camera because you can receive audio on a video camera. So each one of these has video and audio in it. Now, you have a couple options. Like say, for instance, you are doing an interview. I don't know why you would do this. And you have audio and the microphone on, like, say, the DJI going through one camera and then the other one going through the other. When you're changing sources, it'll change the audio to that source. I had mine not on to be on. It was set to change. So when I moved over to the next one in the video, it screwed everything up. So 45 minutes down, and then I go to pull all the content in, start checking the content, saw crap. So I had to go back, re-record it again, another 45 minutes. And then I was editing it last night. It was about, I never shoot videos until usually around 11 o'clock because that's usually the time after, I've done everything. Everybody's eating dinner. We're all done. Kitchen's clean. We can finally it starts to quiet down. So that's usually when I do it. I can do it during the day too, but it's been really, really hot lately. Yeah, there's a reason there's a keyboard on top of the Rev. There is a reason there's a keyboard on top of the Rev because I'm not done shooting my video yet. That's why the keyboard's here. So I'm not DJing with it on the top of some Techniques turntables. A keyboard on the Rev is not the end of the world. So I went to edit it. It was about 2 a.m. I got halfway done, maybe 2:15, and I was just tired. I said, I will finish this video tomorrow. Now, I'm glad that I did. Because there was one question that I had, and I sent it to my rain guy, and I said, hey, what's going on here? I need to know how to do this. I can't find out the option. Now, for some of you that might want to know this, for you Rain Performer people, maybe even the Rain 4 people, you know that you can do a skim on the Rev, because there's no strip search. So if you want to do any type of fast skimming, then all you have to do is hit the shift button and then rotate the jog, and then it will move fast. That option is not on the 4, or the Performer, I should say. But there is a way to do it. You have to hold down the shift and then turn. This is the problem. And then turn the beat jump knob, and then you get fast skimming. Oh, did not want to do that. Let me go back to this. Yeah, so you got your regular, and then the shift and fast. So, I found that out this morning, unfortunately, which means I got to go back in my video now and then change up a full section because of that one little thing. Hate it. It is what it is, but it drives me nuts. It's the joy of, look, they're not always available, but it is funny though, because I'm not naming names, but the guy, my guy was like, hey man, if you need anything, especially right before the launch, let me know. I'm available. Let me know. And I'm like, okay, cool. So as I'm going through this stuff, I'm texting him, hey, what about this? No response. I had to wing it. Hopefully I was right. And then it came back and he was like, yeah, that's how you do it. I found out how to do it. The same thing happened with this one. I texted him like 5 hours before I was shooting the video. I didn't get an answer until this morning. So he goes dark after work, unfortunately for me. So I got to go back in and then edit a little bit more of the video. It doesn't change the outcome of the video, but I am a big proponent of not being screamed at. I don't like being screamed at. People love to catch me in something incorrect. It's like a little fetish for them. So, I just want to make sure that I have all the information as accurate as possible. I know things change. I know things update and all that stuff, but I still want to have things as accurate as possible. So this video coming out is, I haven't done one in a while. It is a comparison video between the Rain 1, the Rain 1. That'd be a really fast video between the Rain Performer and the Rev 7. And, you got to watch the video, in all honesty. And this isn't just like clicky bait for you to get on there. You got to watch the video. There are some things that I didn't even know the Rev 7 had. And it impressed me very much as I was doing my comparison. So, I think it's a good video. A little long. Still trying to figure out how to shorten it up a little bit. It's about 40 minutes. I want to get it down to like into the 30s if possible, but it's literal comparisons. But I feel like maybe I can kill some of it by just throwing it up on the list and maybe doing it that way to speed it up. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Um, every time I watch like these computer driven AI videos, like top 10 blah, blah, blahs, and they get through and it's like 4 minutes. You're like, how in the world did they like, I'm pretty concise, but I also feel like, there's two different things you have to deal with when you're shooting videos and trying to explain things to people. You want it to be as concise as possible, but you also want to make sure that it's entertaining. And again, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy where you can just come and get facts. Obviously, the show should tell you that. I want to give you facts, but I want to give it to you and make it make sense. So I know this video is going to be longer than it needs to be. I could go this, because I think it's dumb to be like, so let's talk about this. Okay, winner, performer. Let's talk about this winner, Rev 7, and people are going to be like, yeah, but what qualifies what wins and what doesn't? You know what I mean? So I'm making a choice that I think you're gonna stick through the whole thing and watch it, even though it is long, especially for the outcome. I was surprised at the outcome. I really was surprised at the outcome. As far as Anthony's question, yeah, any case that will work on the Rain 4 will work on the performer. Any case, give or take. What's going on, everybody? I see Jose in the chat here. DJ Queasy, Mac Attack. I saw J Book up top. T Diesel, that is my mod. Make sure you are respecting my mod. Noah Carr, DJ Civil, Anthony, Philip Tan in the building. What's going on, fam? DJ Showtime, Wayne Island Boy, Lopes. Is Biden versus Trump debate today? It is today. Will I watch it? Will I watch it? I don't know. I'll probably turn it on for a minute and then turn it off out of frustration. And the frustration is not for any one candidate. It's just frustration. And I don't know what they can possibly say. I also don't understand why they're doing a debate so early on. I don't think it matters. I don't even think a debate matters. I think we pretty much know where Biden stands, and I think we know where Trump stands. And Trump is still doing his, USA tour, all those things that he's been doing for the past 8 years. So I don't think there's anything new to see, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm just over the whole thing. In the world, not the world, the United States is disappointing me very much. Across the board. Republicans, Democrats, they're all disappointing me. None of them are doing what's right for us. None of them. Anyway, but this is an international show. So we're going to move on because I know you international people got some crazies too. You get a lot of people that are very, that conservative movement that's been happening across the world is frightening. Okay. The intro is old and outdated anyways. I agree, G Diesel. I agree. All right, let's see here. We got Showtime tuning in from Dallas. Thanks for hanging out. The only problem with having the keyboard on two jogs that actually move is you can't get things to stay where they need to stay. Okay, let's answer some questions. If you have any questions, just put the hashtag ask in front, and hopefully if I get to it and it's podcast worthy, I think that's what we want to say. If it's podcast worthy, then I will answer it. If it's dumb, look, sometimes it's dumb and I skip over it. Sometimes it's an obvious answer and I skip over it. Sometimes the chat answers it, so I skip over it. If it's good, I try to answer all the good ones. Sometimes I miss them. That's just facts. I go back and watch these videos and I sit there going, wow, that was a good question. I wish I would have answered it while I was there. So we all miss them, but I do go back and I got to start labeling them and then answering them on the follow-up show. Yeah, we started late today. The show almost did not happen, to be honest with you. Like I said, I went to bed super late last night, and then I had to get up and take my daughter to her dance recital because we're going to Vegas tomorrow for nationals, dance nationals. So we'll be there from tomorrow through the 4th. We leave on the 4th. I don't care. I'm pulling an old man duty and I'm leaving on the 4th of July. After the show, there's a final show on that day. Really, really stupid time to schedule a nationals, but neither here nor there. And I'm gonna drive home, and then I'll just be seeing fireworks as I drive across the states plural. When is the 4th, by the way? I think that day I will not be having a show because I think the 4th is next Thursday. So there won't be a show next Thursday. That would be too much work. I got to load the truck and do all the stuff, and I'm sure the show is probably around noon. Anyway, there won't be a show on Thursday. Maybe a show on Friday, maybe, or maybe I just take the week off. I'm not really sure. But back to today. Today I got up at the crack of dawn, had to drive my daughter, come back. And I'm just like, I am tired. I'm tired. I'm going to go back to sleep for a little while. And then my alarm went off right before the show. And I said, screw this. And I slept in a little more. Sorry. I'm human. Okay. See, Anthony says record box updated to 7.2. Still no improvement to stems. What a joke. Well, I will say that I don't even believe that. I don't know if the current stems are gonna last. I think they're gonna be updating them. And I think they're gonna be updating them sooner than later. If I have information or not, I'm just letting you know that sit tight. I think it's gonna happen faster than you think for the real update. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, it is really hard to move this keyboard around. Jay, thank you for this. I was when I shot the video, I actually didn't know how it was going to be. If it felt too long or if it felt like, the things I was saying were. I'm going to give you guys a little background, especially on me. I'm going to be honest with you. All right. I've reached a point this year, specifically this year, and maybe just it's June, and I've had so many gigs, so much work, so much travel, and I'm just mentally exhausted. I say this because the last couple of things that I've done, and I'm not talking work, like I can DJ my private events with my eyes closed, but like my club gigs, the videos that I'm shooting, the content that I'm putting out, I am literally questioning everything right now. I honestly don't believe that anything is good enough. I feel like I'm losing what it is that I do well. Like I've just been questioning everything. I know that this is not necessarily the case, but I think everybody goes through these types of things where they're like, damn, I suck. Why am I even trying to do this? This is so stupid. I'm dumb, blah, blah, blah. Just self-hate, And I've just been kind of experiencing that lately, honestly. And it was really hard to shoot that Rain 4 video, like tremendously hard. So thank you for the compliment. I'm glad. I know that a lot of people have come back and they've been really giving the video props. I honestly, I posted that video. I'm like, this video sucks. I don't have my B-roll in here. I was too tired to do that. Like I lack certain motivations. And I think it happens to everybody. I think what I'm saying is not uncommon. I just think a lot of people just kind of keep it in and they don't tell people, when there are issues. And again, these are all things that everybody goes through. But I like to be honest with people, and I like to let people know, because people are always like, man, you were hardest working man and you do this and do that. Well, you know what? Sometimes being a hard working man can come back to bite you in the ass, like legitimately bite you in the ass. And that's that's where it happens sometimes. Not making excuses, not trying to do anything like that. I'm just telling you how it is. And sometimes you have to kind of grind through, the bad parts and just hope for the best. And then I shot the video and my camera was acting up and now I'm like I got focus issues and you got all this crap and I'm just like and my overhead camera has just been acting stupid lately. I got to replace it. And I'm just I just sit there like just bitter like who would want to watch this crap ass video? And trust me when I tell you, like I said, people look for things to get at me on, like, oh, maybe next time the video's great, but next time maybe work on the focus. I'm like, you don't think I see this? I gotta edit the video. I see every problem that is on that video. I see more than you do. I know what it's there. So now I got to go back and answer. Yeah, I had some problems, blah, blah, blah. Like I don't need help. I just needed it to work. And when you're shooting a video, you have to keep in mind that you don't see all the nuances. You're looking at your camera like I'm looking at the camera right now. Okay. This is the same camera that I use. Now this is the wider or the slower lens. So less depth of field. But I did it for a reason because I wanted to make sure that it was in here. But on my shallower lens, uh, you know, I see my eye. Okay. This is supposed to mean eye focus. Eye focus. I can see it in the screen. So it shouldn't be an issue. But every so often, these things happen. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Am I going to shoot the whole video over again? I just spent an hour and 10 minutes shooting that Rain 4 video. Now I got to go back. Like, it can be exhausting. So all of these things tackled on at once. And I'm just like, I'm just a shitty ass YouTuber. I'm just a shitty YouTuber. And why did I wait? Why did I wait so long to do the review? Why did I wait till the last minute? Oh, well, because I was busy as hell. But that's not an excuse. You see what I'm saying? I'm sure I could have fit it in somewhere. I'm sure I could have made it happen, but schedule's been all out of whack. All out of whack. So even this video last night, I shot it, audio issues, had to go back in, re-edit it. Do you know how like disheartening that is? I'm like, cool, I'm running. I've got stuff going on and I'm leaving tomorrow. So I can't shoot any videos next week. There were some videos I wanted to do. Can't do those. I think I'm going to edit some of my old videos that I have, but it's just, this is what it is being a human being. You get what I'm saying? I'm not looking for pity. I'm not looking for, any type of like, praise or anything like that. I'm just being real. Just people in a circle having a chat. That's all. Just being real. Anyway. All right. Let me see here. All right. Oh, are they? Oh, they are. I didn't even change that. Thank you, Jay. Or not Jay, or I should say this one is T Diesel. Because I did not adjust that, but let me go into my little home here. Can I edit my beat drop? Check. Why is it doing that? Okay. Nano leaf lines. See? Like I said, what can go wrong does go wrong sometimes. And yeah. So, because of that, 222, I'm just going to keep it on white for now. Okay. All right. Beatbox time. I don't know what that means. I do make beats. I do. Yes. I have. I had a full, you guys act like you guys haven't been with me for a while. I had a full on hip hop group, major production, music and films and TV. Like, yeah, back in the day, I could do some stuff. I still want to get back to it. That is one of my true loves in life is really, really being creative in that musically. So, yeah, it's coming back. I'm gonna start with a couple of just maybe some blends. I actually already made like 5 or 6 blends that are actually pretty good. I've been using them on sets, but that's one of those things where you're like, nah, it's not ready. I don't want to post that. You see what I'm saying? Just there are unnecessarily high that's the word I'm looking for. Expectations, high expectations for anything that I put out. Now, some of these things are my fault. I put these high expectations on the stuff that I put out, and I know that most people probably don't care, but I care. So it messes with me. It's that Capricorn perfectionist in me. It's not there yet. Now, I'm fine with good enough. Okay, I'm totally fine with good enough. But if I don't think it's even to that good enough point, I'm not going to put it out. I'm not going to redo it. So, and again, I'm always thinking about those unnecessarily high expectations for me. So if I put something out, people expect it to be good, and they expect it, or let me put it this way: they don't necessarily expect it to be good, but it's still they hope it's going to be bad. You know what I mean? Like if it's good, they just go, "Oh, well, that's Cleveland Terry. Yeah, he puts out good content." But if it's questionable, they hit me with everything they got. So I just sometimes don't have the energy for it, So things end up getting pushed, or I don't put them out, or whatnot. Okay, let's see here. What are you using to hold up your overview camera? That is actually it's a complicated thing. Do I have my camera on here? I don't know that I have my ePod camera. I've shown this before, but I'll show it again. I got to download the app. Sometimes when when Apple, I don't understand what Apple decides are apps that you want or don't want. Like, okay, the Epo Cam, I get that. I don't really use it too often, so they delete it. But when they delete my games, like I have all my games. If I'm just chilling somewhere real quick and I want to play a golf game or a pool game, and I got a couple of minutes, I'm waiting in line, I'm at the DMV or something like that, and then I go to check it, and it's been put on this, weird status where they've removed all the stuff. You got to download. They keep your data, but you have to re-download the app. Some of these apps are like 2 and 3 gigs. Like I can't be doing that. Like you're wasting my valuable time. Anyway, all right, Apple Cam. I don't know. Allow, and all right. Let's see if this works. All right, I think I'm connected. All right, let's see here. Where are you? Apple Cam, where are you? Oh, it's off. That's why. All right, that's gonna take a second. Let me get this off too. Yeah, no, I know, Philip. I just think I'm gonna, I don't know. All right, connect it to your computer. I'm connected. Okay. So why aren't you coming up, Eppo? Okay, hold on. Let me do a quick look. Okay. I'm just adding the source back in, I think. So sit back and listen to the smooth stylings of Cleveland Terry. How you guys doing? Just want you to close your eyes and think about all the good in your life, all the things that you can be proud of. I want you to think about your children and how much you want them out of your house so you can have some quality time with your wife. I want you to think about that quality time. Don't think about it too hard. Just relax. Make everything better. Don't worry about the fact that you're in debt, that you owe money to everybody. Don't worry about that. Relax. Just relax. All right, let's try EPO. We're going to call this EPO 2. Let's say okay. And hopefully it comes in the drop down. EPO cam. Yep. See? Oh, there it is. Finally. Okay. All right. Here we go. So hopefully everybody can hear. Looks like my audio is still good. I know that it's going to try to come through the phone too. All right. So we have here, it's moving a little slow, like a lot slow. I don't know what camera it's looking at. The fan is moving, but the camera's not on. Oh, this is weird. This is really weird. It is severely delayed. All right. I'm going to change the bit rate to the lowest for now. And maybe that'll improve it. All right. That's better, I think. Yeah. Okay. So why is my daughter calling me? I can't win today. All right. So obviously, this is my table. If you can see it, I know what's going on. I'm stuck in a really bad area. I don't have this connected to any data. So that's the problem. And the data, I'm not going to worry about changing it right now. It's just going to be slow. Okay. So up here. All right. This is like a photo booth style stand. Okay. So you got that. It's hanging up. This is the hardest part because this is actually 3 separate pieces that I had to buy to make this work on the camera properly. But yeah, that top piece is one piece. That second piece is another. I had to just kind of create this thing in order to make it work. Then I have my main camera right here, followed by my light panels, my desk. Yeah. So that's what it looks like. It is what it is. It's all smoke and mirrors, guys. It's all smoke and mirrors. Uh, yeah, this is actually the furthest or the farthest part of my house. Is basically right here. Maybe my son's is a little, but he's got the angle going for him. Like this is the farthest corner in my house away from the internet, and everything in my office is hardwired except for my phone. So I don't know if you guys know this, but you can plug in an Ethernet cord with like the USB-C adapter, plug it in your phone, and then you will get hardwired speeds. They don't tell you that, but it can definitely be done. Yeah. Reduced bit rate. Thank you, Philip. Damn, I thought my desk was messy. Well, right now it's messy. Normally there's nothing on this desk. It's super clean, but I'm still doing videos, still shooting videos. Yeah, it got to a point where it literally got to a point where I was like, do I still want to do this? Isn't that weird? Do I still want to do this? Is it even worth my time to do this? Um, you always have to find out a reason to love something. You know, I even get this. Like there was the last club I did. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but the last club I did, you know, which was 2 weeks ago. The DJ, the opening DJ, played everything. Everything. Now, here's the thing. Here's the problem. Because it's my problem and it's his problem. He played everything that I was gonna kind of start with. You know, as we DJ, you know, there's music that we will kind of start with naturally. That kind of gets us into the rhythm, kind of gives you a feel of what the crowd is like and how they're responding and reacting. And he played everything. But it wasn't just like the problem. It wasn't him playing like the song. He was playing all these mixes. So the mix had like four versions in the same song and it was going back and forth. So I'm like, I can't play this, I can't play that. He was playing everything. So he already screwed with me. All right. So when I start up, I'm just in my own head for no reason. To make a long story short, I got through the night, but it was a struggle. It was really hard to get through this night. And I don't really ever have that many problems. But then because I'm a Capricorn, because I'm a perfectionist, that stuff is still in my head from the gig I did 2 weeks ago. And I've done gigs after that, obviously, but that gig I did 2 weeks ago is still stuck in my head. And here's the funny thing about it. Now, as I'm sitting down, like this, it'll be like this, you know, you're just kind of sitting and chatting or whatever. You're watching a show and something will pop up in your head. A song will pop up in your head. You're like, why didn't I play that song? Another song will pop up in your head. Why didn't I play that song? You know, and it just keeps eating at you. Oh man. So I'm like, okay, I got to go back and really, really redo my crates. Redo my crates. You know, and the redoing the crates isn't for the I'm just DJing by myself and I can just do what I do and I feel it out. That's normal stuff. The redoing my crates is the oh, what if that man just screwed me? What do I do then? Do I have some fallbacks? You know, and so that's all. I'm just like I got to do this, but it really did bother me. It really, and I know for a fact that that it wasn't nearly as bad as in my head because I've seen world class DJs, you know, play to empty dance floors. Empty dance floors, you know, they're playing, doing their thing, and sometimes people get up, sometimes people sit down, and they're just keep on playing. I, in my brain, always wanted to be Dre Day, like every time I DJ. But and it's funny too because when we do the mobile gigs, not every gig is going to be Dre Day. Not every gig is going to be amazing, and we roll with it. But we justify, oh, this is that, and food service or the layout, whatever. There's always a reason for it, you know. So we can kind of justify that. But sometimes you got to just move on, you know. It's just like work. You know you have a 9 to 5. You get into the office, and you know Monday maybe it's the best day, but Tuesday everything's falling apart, and you haven't accomplished anything, and then you try again the next day. You know what I'm saying? You just try again the next day. And I have a thing. You know, people ask me how I get out of it. I would say a lot of the time I just have to really decompress. So when things are going wrong like that for me, I shut it all off. Shut it all off. I just need to just like clear my head for a minute because I think for me that's really the big thing is just like having a clear head. You know, if there's always something in your head, you're always thinking about something. I got to do this. I got to do this. We're going on the trip tomorrow. Okay, I gotta make sure everything's ready for that. Oh, okay, the mortgage is due. Okay, then we're coming back and we're going to Hawaii. How can we even afford Hawaii? Can we make this happen? And you're just trying to do all this stuff. You know what I mean? And you're just like, it's just a lot in your head, and my kid and college and all this stuff. It's just a lot in your head. It's just a lot. So, usually speaking, I find that like for me, it's better to just kind of kill everything and then just attack one thing and one thing only, get it done, and then go to the next thing. I know this is stupid. These are things that people tell you. Your parents probably told you when you were young, but it does apply. So when there's too much going on, the only thing that you can do is try to knock out what you can. There's no way around that. So we had to do a couple of things for the company. I needed to update our website, update our some of our options and our add-ons. So I did that, but when it came to like the YouTube videos or kind of trying to concoct something, oh, I need something to talk about to shoot a video, I just put that away because I was not, if I'm not feeling inspirational, if I'm not feeling like I have a topic that actually resonates, I don't want to do it. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that will just make a topic and, BS their way through it. That's not me. That is not me. If I don't have anything important to say, something that you can take with you, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. The same thing applies with like the YouTube channel. It applies to any of my IG stuff. Like if it's not something that I'm happy about, I don't want to do it. And I won't do it because I think, everybody's always screaming about hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hey, how's it going? Oh, thank you for answering the door. You guys available on July 1st? Yeah, we're available. Do you have a brochure I can take a look at? Here you go. This all looks good. Can you send me out a contract? Here's your contract. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, see here. Just go ahead and sign it and send it in your deposit. Okay. Are you gonna sign it? If you need to take some time, go ahead. Just send it in when you're ready. All right, thank you. Hey, sorry I took a little while, but I'm finally ready to sign the contract. So if you can just send me. Yeah, we are no longer available for that date. You're not available? Sorry. Well, can you recommend another DJ? Okay. Sorry. That's another thing. Yes, that's another thing that happens. When you're married and you have kids and you're going on a trip, their stressors become your stressors. They become our stressors. Like, I don't have a problem. We're going to Vegas. We're going to be pretty much in a hotel the entire week. So what am I bringing? I'm bringing sweats. I'm bringing shorts. I'm bringing t-shirts. I'll bring a couple of zip up hoodies because it gets cold in those conference rooms. I'm going to bring one pair of nice pants, and I'm still wearing my same kicks. Whatever Nikes I'm going to bring with me, I'm going to bring them. And that's it. We have to do this and we have to do this. And what if this and what if this? I'm just like, I don't really care about that stuff. Nothing. All I need is my computer, my hard drive, and my charger. I can make everything work. We're going to Hawaii. And we're going to Hawaii. And my wife's like, oh, we need to bring all this and I need to bring all this. I'm like, we're there for 7 or 8 days. The weather says like 90 degrees or 85 degrees. Consistently. Well, what are you bringing? You need to do this. You need to do this outfit. No, just shorts and a t-shirt. I'm over. Who am I trying to impress? Who am I trying to think that I look good? I just like I'm with the family. I am going to Snapback has a gig out there. I'm going to try to get out to the Snapback show. But that's it. I'm not going clubbing. Beach weather. That's it. My wife's like, we need to bring all these suitcases. I'm like, can't we fit, yours and mine in a suitcase? There's no way we can do that. Well, every suitcase we do, we got to pay for it, and that's like $40 a suitcase. So you start doing the math. That's like an extra 300-400 bucks for no reason. So why don't we just get it down to like two or three suitcases? No, there's no way. There's no way. So I'm like, you know what? I think Isaiah, my son, and we can probably share a suitcase. I really think that. So, I mean, anyway, running shoes, some sandals, one or two pairs of kicks, like not much. Running shoes, because I do want to exercise, and some sandals is really, I'm pretty much going to be in sandals all week. Pretty much. So I'll probably bring one other pair of shoes. Anyway. All right. Yeah. Gee, that is facts. This is 100% facts. Absolutely. And I wish I could click, but I can't because my jogs keep moving around. There they go. Absolutely. Yeah. And she just bought me a new Hawaiian shirt. Like, okay, I don't really care. We got to take family pictures. We have to do this and do this. Do we though? I already warned her. I said, look, the last few months that I've had, don't ask me to do anything. Yeah, you want to go on a hike or a hike? You want to go on a hike or a walk or something like that? Go have lunch, whatever. Go to the beach side and get us a couple of drinks and some tacos and whatever. Like, I'm good with that. Don't ask me to do anything else. Where will I be? I will be somewhere near the water. I will be on a lazy river floating around. That's it. I don't want to do anything. This is the first time I think I'm only going to bring my iPad. I'm going to leave my MacBook home. I can get done any type of work stuff, emails or sending out a contract. Like I can do all that stuff from my iPad. And I don't want to spend the entire week thinking, oh, you know what I could do? I could update the website. Oh, I need to just do nothing. Or if it's something that I want to do, it's something that I want to do. That's the only reason why I'm like, oh, I'll bring my MacBook because I can bring Ableton with me. And there's no Ableton on the iPad. But there is a Logic, so maybe I just use Logic. You get what I'm saying? Like, time for some alternatives. All right. Mac Joseph in the building. What's going on? All right, let me see some of these questions. I know there are a couple that popped up. Yeah. So this right here is something that, okay, here's the problem that I have. And even the manager, after I've known him, I've worked at this club many times, but even when I was like, yeah, the opener played, he was just like, just play it again. Just play the songs again. And I'm like, but it's the same crowd. Like, this is a new thing that just started happening where DJs are playing songs multiple times throughout the night. And I don't mean like, okay, you got a bar crawl, so you're playing some music, and maybe the people that are there at 11 are not the same people that are there at 12, not the same people that are there at 1. So you can repeat things. At a regular club, I don't see how that's possible. So when I hear and I see people replaying songs, that is like number one no. You don't do that. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that ever. It's really, really hard. Now I get it. If it's a really popular song or whatever, and you may want to bring it back just because, but you're creating a story about why you're bringing it back, not just randomly bringing back the same song again. It's just not me, And you get to a point where you're like, and this is the point that you get to. Am I getting too old to do this? And not old physically. Have I lost my love in this? And the answer is no, it's not the case. But some of these new things that people are doing, and there are clubs that are like, we don't have a opener or closer. Everybody just plays the hot shit. You keep people dancing. I'm like, first off, you're not playing hot shit at 10 o'clock when there's like 20 people in the room. But this guy was, he was still playing hot shit all the way through. So he threw me off. But I have to take the responsibility, not him. Yeah, he screwed me, but I got into my own head. And everybody does sometimes. And that's what happens. Okay. Let's see here. Uh, so no, TDSO. I did give him the XMG until I bought him his MacBook. So I bought him a MacBook Pro as a graduation present a few months ago. So the XMG is now multiple things because it's multiple things. It is the it's the backup computer. It's the I got to install something with Windows in it computer. It's the I need to print something with the photo booth printer and we're at a stupid hot ass place. And it's the I have two controllers on my desk and I need to be able to show you the examples. So XMG it is. That's why. All right, let's see here. All right. Metro says I missed the ask from the previous one. I'll try to search, but I think it might have cut it off. So if you have an ask that I didn't get to, please retype it. I'm looking for a portable video booth. What's your thoughts on the Hunter B3 booth? Well, we have one. It's a fine booth. It's perfect for being a video booth. I don't have a problem with it at all. The Humpty booth is impressive. If that's the style you're looking for, I don't really think there's anything better at the moment. The Humpty booth. Now, maybe in 6 months or so, there may be some copycats, but right now, that is the only booth. It's the same thing with the booth, and it's the same thing with the stands. You know, people kept screaming that it is too expensive. Okay, those stands are way too expensive. Here's the thing: every time I use them, I'm like, they do exactly what I need them to do. They're super fast to put up. They look good. That's one of those things where you're like, oh, well, I can get this and I can get that. You can't get them to look like that. You can't get them with the ease of use. You can't get them with the bags that fit in, super small bag and everything. Like there's a reason. They're pricier than I would have hoped, but also on the same side, there's nothing like them. Like even my partner was like, those are really expensive. He has the Hunter booth, but lately, for whatever reason, either I had a small party, so I didn't need to bring my movers, or I didn't have sound in the party. So he's been taking them. He took them for a wedding because he only has the booth. I got the stands. So he take them for a wedding. He took them for something else. And I looked at him and I'm like, you're going to get some of these, aren't you? He goes, yeah. He goes, there's nothing better than these. So, to each their own. I'm not trying to tell people what to buy, and you got to decide what's important to you. But those stands, I don't know. They're worth it for me. Now, of course, I didn't pay for them, so I understand. But even if I was from a company corporate standpoint, I still would buy them. Absolutely. Okay, let's see here. There's motion at my door. Why is there motion at my door? I think my ring battery needs to be replaced. But let's see. I might have to step out real quick. No, we're good. Okay. I live on a compound. It's not really a compound, but when I bought the house, the property. I bought the property with my hold on. Sorry guys. I hear things. I got to answer them. I am really excited about moving forward with our party. Yeah, I'm excited too. It should be a really good party. Just got a couple more questions before I sign the contract. So if you don't mind, let me just get out my questions here. One, what kind of lighting do you use? Specifically, do you use Chauvet? Yeah, I have a whole bunch of Chauvet lights, but I have a lot of other ones. There's a lot of good companies out there. Okay. Do you use RCF speakers. No, I use JBL and QSC, depending on the size of your party, but they're all good speakers. Last question, the most important question I have. Do you mix in key? Do I mix in key? Well, I mean, I've been DJing. I was at a party once and the DJ played a transition that was completely out of key. I could not unhear it, ruined my whole night. Can I see your Serato mixed in key playlist, please? That's the weirdest thing. Speaking of compound, so I go down to see who's at my door because it's ringing, and there's a lady like, you know, my door has windows up top, and she's like this. Like, why do people think that's okay? Like, in what world is that okay? So bizarre. Anyway, all good. All good. Please tell me. Sorry. Too many things. Okay. I hope to God my wife doesn't just say right now that, no, you're getting your daughter, because I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to have to get off this stream and go pick up my daughter. I'm hoping she's on her way to get her right now. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, see, and this is the problem. So I want to avoid that, Philip. Okay, she's on her way. Oh. I want to avoid that. I've never gone anywhere without bringing like both my laptop and my iPad, and yeah, they fit in my bag. So it's not like I'm taking more stuff. They do fit in my bag, and I'll probably just throw the GoPro in the bag too. That's it. Like I can fit everything in there. So sometimes, you know, you just kind of, and I'm TSA, so I don't have to take anything out of my bags or anything like that. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it's something that I need to do. I do, you know, just for myself. Anyway, all right, let's get to some questions here. Good choice. Except the problem is my 12-year-old is a girl, so she's going to be just as bad as my wife. My son is the only one I can have put faith in. He's the only one. My vacations revolve around gloving. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. All right, let's go back down here. See, I don't even need to do all that because everything I have is USB-C now. Everything. So all I really need is like 3 USB-C cables. And typically I'll bring like a USB-A to USB-C just in the event that the hotel or whatever only has those old ass plugs. But a lot of them are moving up now. But, you know, my phone, Apple Watch, AirPod case does it all at the same time. That's one cord. You know, my iPad, I keep a 1 cord dedicated cord for my iPad because I usually like having that run all day. But that's it. Okay. DJ Stallion said, wanted your opinion on if you think Pioneer DJ should come out with a Flex 10 with motorized jogs. No, I don't. I think that sometimes we as DJs want things more so than the company does. And every indication that I've ever had, let's say they don't want to make a 4-channel controller with moving jogs. It's heavy enough as it is, you know, so they could, but I don't think they really want to. And remember, the Flex has always been more of a CDJ style alternative. You know, as I said before, the Rev 7 is for the people that use turntables and a mixer, and then they want to not take that with them on small portable gigs. So the Rev is a perfect option for that. The Rain 4 kind of meets in the middle there, but that Flex is supposed to be for people that love like Nexus style 900 mixers and CDJs. That's the whole purpose of them. So I don't know if they will. It's rare It's rare that you see. Sorry, I hear my dogs running. It's okay. My son is still here. Uh, it's rare that you see Pioneer wanting to do the same thing that Rain does. I truly believe that. And every indication that I've had talked to people, they're like, no, we don't want to make a 4 channel controller. Um, is that could that possibly change? Sure. But I don't think it's necessary. I've said it already. I mean, the only thing about it is that stem split function does require 4 channels. So it'll be interesting to see what they want to do because of stem split. There's ways around it, like if they can find a way to improve their deck move to make it a little cleaner, or even go into a virtual track or whatever. I think I do believe the next Rev will have the Rev 7 or whatever they're going to call it. Will have deck move built in. It'll be a better version, which will kind of get around having to do the 4 channel thing. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. All right. Jody says, I currently have the Rain 1 and love it. Been saving up for the Performer. Problem is it has never launched yet in South Africa, and the current price of the Rain 4 in my country is about $24.99. You didn't ask a question. is there more to this? Here we go. With the current exchange, in your view, how do you think that's going to affect the launch price in my country? From the word we received, we think it's $29.99. Do you think that's fair? I can't say what's right as far as the currency exchange between U.S. and Africa and all that stuff, like South Africa. I can't really say anything about that. Is it expensive? Hell yes. Is it fair? Probably not. But is every single item that you're thinking about buying, have they all increased? Like, is the Rev 7 $29.99? Like, so I mean, if the prices are consistent, I can't really say that there's a problem. Is it expensive? Yes. Are you overpaying? Probably so. But I don't have any impact on that, which is probably a good thing. Why no USB-C Performer? Well, that's easy. Have you seen any USB-C anything coming from InMusic yet? That's it right there. That's the issue. I don't know when they're going to finally move over to USB-C. I'm at this point now where I'm starting to get slightly annoyed because even so, like if I bring the like the Flex or anything Pioneer related that's new. Oh God, that's right. I got to bring a USB-C. That's right. But I think it's once we can get USB-C power on everything and USB-C cords, oh, life's going to get so much easier for me anyway. I know these people tell me that USB-C is just not durable enough. Okay. Whatever you say. All right. Let me go back up. Oh, there you go. There you go. No enforcement at the door. Cleveland, did you see the new Rain Performer? We're making jokes. Switch says, based on your thoughts on the Humter, do you have any thoughts on the headliner stuff? Nope. Haven't seen it. Haven't used it. There's a lot of booths out there, and like I said, there. Okay, so there's this thing that people do to me, and I don't know why, and I don't know why they think that it makes sense. But like, I did a video on the Pro X frontboard system. Ask me how many times somebody asked, but what do you think about this one? Have you used this one yet? No, I'm talking about this one. I haven't used every piece of equipment in the world. Sorry. We happen to buy them. I've been using them. Did I do a quick video? It's not going on YouTube or anything. It's just something real quick. It's good content. But no, I have not used everything. Every time I talk about something like, but have you used this? I did the comparison. The speaker shootout, which I still have another one I can put out. I might do that one next week too. But I did the Mackie, the QSC, and the SRX 800. And how many times have I gotten the question, why didn't you review RCF? Well, because I didn't have it. And that's not what this is. I didn't say all speaker shootout, just these three. People think that I'm like literally Guitar Center and I just have every piece of equipment. Or I can just say, hey, RCF, send me some speakers. And they just turn around and say, yes, coming right up, Cleveland. Like, that's not real. It's not real. There's tons of retailers and tons of manufacturers that won't give me the time of day. So I'm going to review either whatever I buy or whatever people send me, and I need a comparison. You know, right now there is I can't do this video. See, this is the type of stuff. I have brand new Express 15 speakers in my warehouse waiting to be tested. And I want to test them. I just have run out of time because I want to test them with the SRXs. And look, as Jay Book was saying, you know, when you make a video, right? It's not just about, hey, let me just look, there's ways to make videos. I know some people that just pop the speaker on a table and they start talking about it. Oh, look how nice this is. Look at this. Let me just do a test real quick. And they turn it on. It's amazing. Best one I've ever heard. And then they shut the video off. And then undoubtedly, the questions are simple. Hey, why didn't you compare them to them? Or how do I know they're that good? I need a comparison. I need something, another sample set so I can see if they really are a difference. So when I get a new product, I got to take all the speakers out, which are not light in general. I got to set up poles. I got to set up power for every speaker. Then I got to set up audio outputs for both because, you know, I'm sending audio to one channel, whatever. And I got to be able to switch back and forth. It's not as fast as people think. And then when it's all said and done, I shot the video, just shot it, mind you. I still got to break everything down, put everything back. Then I got to go back home or even at the office. I got to edit that video. Like there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work. I got to make an image. I got to upload it. And that can take a while depending on how long the video is. It's just a lot. So sometimes I just don't necessarily want to review every speaker just to qualify your speaker purchase. That makes sense, you know, because I think a lot of people just want affirmations on their purchases. Well, what do you think about this? It's good. Yeah, it's good. I own it. And meanwhile, I don't care what you own. I don't care what you use. I don't. Use what you want. You know, I'm going to review what's in front of me. And if I have access to something, then yes, maybe I will throw that out there too. But that I'm not going to go out. That's too much work. Too much work. Soul Did It says, excited to see you at the DJ Expo. If you were going, and I'm sure someone asked this, but I have to ask, Rain Performer versus Rev 7 dedicated sim controls are great, but I love Pioneer products. So as I just said before you probably came on, I already shot that video. It's this guy right here. The issue is I had to do some edits and I got to go back and add in a couple of things that were told to me this morning. So I'm glad I didn't put it out. I'm going to edit that in. I have a couple of meetings, but I'm going to edit that in and finish up editing the video. And then I'm done. When's my first meeting? Oh, good. Not till 3. So after this show, which will probably end around 1:30 today because I started very, very late, up to 2. And then I can work on finishing up the video, which is why I'm in this shirt, because this is the same shirt that I shot the video in. You know, strangely enough, I'm getting a lot of questions from people that saw my Rain Performer video and I was wearing a Technique shirt. I honestly didn't think it was that big of a deal. I really didn't think that. But so I had at least 5 people who were like, you're not wearing a Technique shirt, doing a review? Like, what? Do these things don't exist? Did they go away? I'm not wearing a Pioneer shirt, which I have like 3 of them hanging up. Now that would have been questionable, but a Technique shirt, that's classic. That's history. So I didn't think there was a problem with it. See, skip the Hunter, get a top light prism. See, everybody's got an opinion. You know, there's stuff out there. It wipes the floor for a lot less. Well, we might have to take a look at that. Do I have HDMI in here? I do. All right, well, let's take a look. I'm running out of space. I'm running out of space. Top light prism. Booth. Top light prism. Prism DJ booth. Got it. Okay. So, okay, and hold on. Let me go to the Hunter. Hunter V3. Okay. This one. All right. So this is the Hunter booth, and this is the Prism booth. Foldable facade with 65-inch LED TV. And this is the shell only for $1,900. Okay, it's got side. All right, it's got side LED panels. Gotta have the cup holders. So very, very similar. It's got the attachments for the TV right here. What looks like which is great with some power routing options right there, power and data. All right, let's go back to this booth. Okay. All right. Sorry, wrong one. I don't love the styling as much. I think the B3 definitely looks better, just like from a physical appearance. But that's just me. This is all just personal. I do think it does look a little better, looks a little more modern. This one kind of feels a little dated, but again, that's just my opinion. Yeah. But it is cheaper. Looks like the price $1,900 versus Hunter at I think it's $24.99 or 22. Okay, $22.49. All right, so a little more. Yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting. NDA enforcement. That's funny. Very interesting. The Hunter has cup holders too, I believe, or they might have an attachment for the cup holders. Oh, gotcha. Okay. No, it's a cool booth. It's a little more modern than I like, but it's a cool booth. Fits a 65-inch TV, which means it is definitely a large booth. But hey, looks good. What did I miss? What did I miss? Did I miss something? Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, what did I miss? Did I say something? Look, if I did, I don't even know what I said. I don't even remember what the question was. See, I'm just moving on. I don't even think anything. I just move on. You got to let me know what I said. If I did, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to make. I didn't. What song? I didn't mean to make you cry. Oh, the Humter. Headliner stuff. So yeah, sorry. That wasn't really about you specifically. Switch. um. Okay. It's like for instance, I had a guy. The thing that sparked my Instagram story from late last night, was I had a guy that was like, "Hey," and then he waited. I didn't respond to "Hey." I never respond to "Hey." By the way, "Hey man, hey Cleveland." I never respond to that. That's just silly. And then the next question is, "Can I ask you a question?" I'm just like, "Oh my god, I can't do this right now." So I have to say, "Ask the question," and then I got to wait again. So, and even he was a nice guy. Nothing personal. I wasn't like trying to, go after him, but I put that out there because like people need to understand that this is very annoying. Very annoying. Mixed Master G in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. All right, let's see here. This is true. This is very, very true. All right. The 4, I believe, will likely drop. You know, there is a thing to be said. I know a lot of people. A couple of videos I put it. I think Digital DJ Tips put it out there too, and they were like, "Did this just kill the Rain 4?" Um, I've been looking at forums and stuff, and people are like, "This just killed the Rain 4. This just made my product obsolete." Blah blah blah. I mean, yes, technically speaking, did it kill the Rain 4? Yes, but here's the thing. In reality, um, I think at a certain point, you have to make a choice on what it is that your brand does. And in music has a lot of brands. DJ specifically, a lot of brands. So in my opinion, the Rain 4 should have never been a Rain 4. It should have been a Newmark 4, a Denon 4. It should have never been a Rain 4. And specifically, it should have never been a Rain product. Because when I think about Rain, I think about DJs and turntablists, battle guys, scratch guys. It did not make sense. Yes, can you scratch on it? Of course. And if you're good enough, you can do anything on anything. But the simple fact is that should have been a Denon or Newmark product. Absolutely should have. And this product finally should hold the Rain moniker. Just an opinion. Did Rain license the platter technology from Pioneer? No. All of them got them off the shelf. So anybody could have used them, but Pioneer got to them first. All right, let's see here. Of course. Uh, hey, that's a good idea. You review it, send it to me, and then I'll take a look, and then I'll know. I'm thinking about switching from my S7 to the Reloop Elite mixer. Any thoughts? Yeah, don't. That's my thought. Don't. Don't. First off, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the S7 mixer. It's a great mixer. It's basically the S9 replacement. But the Reloop Elite mixer is old and out of date and is lacking across the board on a lot of stuff. So I would never tell anybody to buy a Reloop Elite mixer. Maybe if they come out with an updated one, if they ever decide to. I don't know exactly how Reloop is doing what they're doing, in all honesty. But I cannot recommend a Reloop Elite. All right. Balancing all things. How would you add a third deck of your store called for it without simply using the sampler? I want to use a third channel with my T7. The only way to do it on a 2-channel mixer is to run it through aux or run it through your sampler. There's no other way. I mean, we're fortunate that we even have that sampler option, to be honest with you. So it's what it is. This is true. Very, very true. Will you give us a hint when you get AT's new controller pre-launch? Of course. Of course, absolutely. It'll be on this show every Thursday. Anytime I get something new in, embargo or not, I'm going to announce it. Now, the thing is, you all have to keep it really, really quiet. That's the thing. None of you can say anything else. So the 124 people that are in here right now, supposedly, you guys just have to keep it to yourself. You know how I know that's not true? Because my partner released information in one of my embargo things. I don't trust anybody now. I don't trust anybody. Actually, the only person I trust is my son. My son obviously sees all the gear that comes out. He's not signed to NDA, but I know him and he knows me, and I know he's not going to do something like that. But when you send something to your partner, like, hey, man, look what's coming out. And then all of a sudden it ends up all over the internet within, I kid you not. I'm not going to talk about the actual product, but when I tell you I sent it to my guy, he sent it to his little squad. It was like, hey, man, keep it to yourself. Within 30 minutes, it was all across the internet. 30 minutes. That's how fast information travels. So I'm surprised a lot of the times when things don't get leaked as quickly. I honestly am, because there's really no way to hide stuff anymore. Like I couldn't imagine, in all honesty, if I had to wait. Like they sent me the Rain 4, a little over 3 months ago. If they had said, you can't say anything, you can't show it, we don't know exactly when we're going to release the product, but just hold on to it, I would have just gone crazy. I probably wouldn't have touched it for 2 months, in all honesty, because what's the point? I can't take it out. I can't show anybody. I can't shoot my normal Instagram videos because something's out there. I was actually very happy that they did it this way, in all honesty. So I don't know. I don't think this is going to be the new trend, but I was happy that it happened. Exactly. Exactly, Philip. Ask, found Rain 4 for $1,300. Should I go for it? Beginner's lust. I don't I The question you have to ask yourself, Firatken Kutuk. I know I butchered that. Um, the question you have to ask yourself is what kind of DJ are you? Are you a controller DJ? Have you ever used moving platters? Do you have any interest in moving platters? I mean, the Rain 4 did have some quality control issues. I haven't heard any quality control issues with the Flex 10. And I think if you're going to get the Rain, if you're looking at the Rain 4, I think the Flex 10 might be a better choice. And who knows if they ever come out with a Rain 4 Mark II. I personally have a hard time believing that they will. I know for a fact that, and not because somebody told me, just because, there will be a Rain 1 replacement at some point. There will be. It's a very, very popular product, and they need a 2-channel moving platter controller too. It's just facts, So we'll see. We'll see. But to answer your question, I think I answered it. I personally, especially if it's used, you really gotta test that thing out and see if it's, people aren't selling it just because they know that, they want to upgrade to the Rain 4 and this one has problems, but they're going to move on anyway and they sell it to you and then you find the problems later on. That would suck. TV stays in. I don't like that either. I don't like the fact that the TV stays in. That would scare the hell out of me, Matthew. I'd need to see that booth, and because the moment you start breaking stuff down, like I would need to see that booth in real life. Okay. All right, back down to the other one. Doo-doo-doo. All right, present booth looks like a portable bar modifier for the industry. They're all pretty much all bar modifiers. I mean, even the Humpty booth, I've seen many bartenders on that same booth style. So it's just the way it is. Okay. Okay. Do you think Rain or Pioneer will do a on-off motor so that you can DJ sometime with the motor off? Well, this is kind of a hybrid way. You can kind of DJ with it. You just can't set your cue with the jog. But I don't know. I just don't think it's necessary. I think what's the point of doing that knowing you have moving platters? Because then you can just use any controller. You can use the Rain 4, you can use the Flex. I don't know too many people that if they have the choice between moving platters and non-moving platters are going to choose non-moving platters. I don't see it. And the technology involved, the stuff they're going to have to do to make that happen, it's probably going to bring the price up. And then the question is anybody going to even want to do it for that price? So I don't think it's necessary. Actually, Mixmaster, they don't. The Rev, you can't turn off the platters. The Rain, you can turn off the platters, but in doing so, you actually lose the ability to set your cue up. So, hold on. Yeah, you should be able to hear that. So, but I can't hear it. All right. That's going to bother me. Oh, that shouldn't have happened. Are my cues not set to chronological? I did not change that. Start cues and loops chronological. Oh, because it came out afterwards. Okay, I'm being stupid. All right, so obviously, you want the ability to be able to queue up. Okay, queue up, and I'm literally standing over everything. This is really awkward. So, if you turn it off, you can only affect the speed. So, and all of them, even the Rain 1, that's all you can do on the Rain 1. That's all you can do here. So there must be a reason that it's like that. There must be something. Either it's kind of all or nothing. I don't know. I don't think it's actually that necessary though. Rain 4 is best for DJs who are club DJs who don't scratch. Plus, it's lighter than the Performer, says Ryan. I mean, I will give you it's lighter than the Performer. It's an interesting case. It really is. But again, we're saying the same thing. If you don't scratch, if you don't like moving platters, then don't buy a moving platter controller. That's it. It's very simple. Nobody's forcing you to. You don't have to have peer pressure into it and you get it and you're like, I hate it. Some people will hate moving platters, especially if you didn't learn on moving platters and then you start using it and you're like, oh, I didn't really think this through. I don't really like it as much as I thought I did. Now, I come from vinyl. If I have the option, I'm always going to choose a moving platter. Always. The one thing, and look, again, I'm going to say the thing that I hate saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I understand the controller doesn't make you a better DJ. I've been seeing this all over the community forums over the last 2 days. It's not about the controller. It's not about the gear. It's about you, the DJ. Okay. Either say you're broke or say you're not really good at moving platters. But stop telling people that it's not about. We know this, guys. It's common sense. We need to stop saying it's not about the gear. We have to stop saying this. If somebody wants it and they have gear envy or gear lust, just it is. That's what it is. If you want to say, you know, you don't really need that, whatever. But stop telling me it's not about the gear, because you don't buy gear. You're okay. It's a very interesting thing because we kind of go back and forth with this. Because on one side, um, you can say it's not about the gear, it's about your skill level. Okay, fine. Musically, you choose the right music, you put the right music in at the right time. Great. Not about the gear. You can do that with your computer, with your phone. Okay, if we're just talking about programming. But there's the other side of this too, and that is, the manual skill set, um, the manual actions. And I think about like a carpenter, okay, or a plumber, and they will say that you're only as good as your tools. Now, I know your brain is the biggest tool, okay? So I'm not saying that. But I think that anything can be used, you can get the job done to a certain extent. But I think the better the controller, not specifically moving platters or non-moving platters, the better the product, the easier it is for you to be able to do the things that you want to do. So I love the Denon Prime Go. It's a great device, right? But you will never see me trying to do beat juggles and scratch battles with it, because that would be stupid. There's a right tool for the job, you know? So I think that yes, it's not about the gear, but it is about the gear. And I've said it before. Um, Anybody can drive a Kia, you know, or a 2004 Honda Accord sedan, and you can get from point A to point B. You're a skillful driver, you can get to where you need to go with any car. But if I'm driving in a Porsche, you know, if I'm driving in a Mercedes, a BMW, my ride is going to be significantly improved. Doesn't make me a better driver, but it sure makes the ride better. That's the same thing with gear. It's not going to make you a better DJ, but why not enjoy using the equipment that you have? You know, some of these people are on their soapboxes, you know, using 15-year-old equipment like, I don't have a problem. I've been using the same thing for 15 years and it gets the job done. Good for you. Good for you. But there's a lot of other people that like nice things and they like new things. So who am I to tell people that they don't deserve these new things? If you got the money and you can afford it, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. It's your prerogative. Okay. All right. I know I'm kind of far back here, so I might have to jump around. All right. Let's see here. Okay. DJ Showcase. Do you plan on keeping the Performer and adding it to the arsenal? Absolutely. I said it. I think I said it in the Performer video, my review. But if not, I will say it in the comparison video that's going out later today. Here's the thing. I love both of them, and I love both of them for different reasons. And you'll see it in the comparison video, so I don't have to. I'm not going to go into detail right now. But one thing I will say, I've been carrying the Rain Performer around because I didn't have a case. I am not in love with if I have to case carry that thing around all the time. I don't think I would enjoy that every weekend, 2, 3, 4 times during a weekend. But if I put it in my furniture, the weight differential it's just different. So it's not as heavy in my Danny Max case as it is if me just carrying a regular case. So I'm going to end up putting this. I have the skin for it already. I showed you guys in the video, but I have the skin for it already. So I'm going to put that on the white skin so it matches my booth. I still have to wait for Danny to send me a new a new wraparound. So this will go into my furniture, and this will go into my glide case for any time that I'm out in the go. I'm bringing this to a bar. Uh, I'm using a different setup than my furniture, because my whole issue has always been with my furniture and putting my Rev 7 in there was, well, if my Rev 7's in there, I don't want to take it in and out. Like you customize it, you get it exactly the way you want. And I don't want to have to do that thing. So it would bother me a little bit because I couldn't. Now I kind of have the best of both worlds. Well, I do have the best of both worlds. Fortunate for me. So yeah, that's going to go into my furniture. The Rev's going to stick with me when I go out. Okay. Is the SZ2 in 2024 worth it? I am not the guy to ask. I am not the guy to ask on that one, because I don't actually. Okay. There is a running joke for anybody that rents gear or goes to places where they have their own gear. And for me anyway, that running joke is everybody has an SZ2. They either have an SZ2 for rental, or it's a or it's a XZ. They have one of those options available to you. And I don't love using either one of them. Again, 900 style mixer, I'm not a big fan of it. And the SZ2 to me is just a really big SX2, honestly. And I don't love capacitive jogs. So for me, I would not get an SZ2. I wouldn't. I mean, it's due for an update. Like, it's really due for an update. So personally, I would hold off. Okay. SR2 or Opus Duo? Com- Opus Duo. I mean, they're two different products. They're two different products. The Opus, and I think you're talking about the Omnis. That's what messed me up for a minute. But all right, I know this isn't the SR2, but it's close enough. All right. Yeah, the outs are better on the SR2, but I mean, you're essentially paying for the battery power of the Omnis. So the question is, and the SR2, doesn't SR2 require a computer? I haven't used it or seen it in a while. Oh yeah, that's the one. Okay. Uh yeah, when they show up on eBay, you should be more concerned, because it is an older product. Archived. Um yeah, this is essentially an XX2 2 channel. So SX2 2 channel, you're getting everything you need out of it. That's not really the issue. Um, it is the older style capacitive jogs. Um, you got the buttons on top, but again, this requires a computer. The Omnis does not require a computer. So right there alone, you're talking about two different things and two different price points. It's I don't think you can compare the two. In all honesty, you really can't. And the SR2 is discontinued. So that alone, if you know me and you know that how I do things, I don't ever recommend discontinued products ever, 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 ever. Okay. I agree, but the fact that it's belt driven is still always going to be the the sting on that product. But I absolutely agree, with some better ins and outs, the T7 would definitely be a really, really cool controller, but it's definitely missing some ins and outs. Quality microphone. People are like, hey, just use virtual DJ. It's really great on there, and you can do EQ the microphone. We've been through this. We've been through this. Just make a better product. Make a better product. and I think they learned. I think the next one they come out with is probably going to be $1,000 product. It's going to have more ins and outs. It's going to be slightly bigger, and I think it's going to sell well. I think it's going to sell well. There is a market for sub $1,000 gear. There's a huge market for it. Not everybody can afford $2,000 or $1,500. That $1,000 mark and under at $999. Are you out of your mind? Like that's the price if you really want to sell products. Keep it under $1,000. Oh, the SC line. Yeah. Okay. That's a whole different product. That the Denon SCs, whole different product. I am looking to get a 1000 SRT. I feel the Flex 10 just has more than I need for what I do. Seems logical. Upgrading from the SB3. Okay, good question. Very good question. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with the SRT at all. I still have one. It still works. The Flex 10 is a better controller. It has a better sound. It has a better, mic system. It's still a good controller. I don't have a problem with it, but I think a lot of people don't truly realize the value of stems yet. So a lot of people are like, I don't need that right now. And then they start seeing, for instance, we had stems. Okay. Then we had stem EQ. Okay. Now they're bringing out split stem, and both the Flex 10 and the Rain 4 have it. Yes, a lot of people are not going to use it, but it's going to get more and more popular. It's the same situation. I still remember the Trace video, DJ Trace, when he demoed 4-channel mixing. I think it was on the SX2, long time ago. And I think that video like sparked everybody and their mama like, oh, I need a 4-channel mixer. That's what I need to do. Most people aren't doing that, So I think that a lot of times people were buying things now for future proofing. Is the 1000 going to disappear? No, it's too popular, but the Flex 10 is a better controller. It absolutely is. Jason Stout in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. You answered my question too late. Now I have to reshoot some parts of my video. I blame you. 60K for the Rain Performer. Jesus. Do you go back to vinyl scratching to calibrate your expectations for moving platters? No. I don't think you need to do that. What I do, in all honesty, the biggest thing that I did for myself, I stopped mixing on +16. That's the biggest thing that helped me. I stopped mixing on +16 because when you mix, and again, I'm not telling anybody to do this. I'm just telling you my logic for it, okay? When you mix +16 and you do it continuously, not like, oh, let me just do a quick instant double and then move my speeds up and then bring it back down to +8. When you mix +16 or even higher, you're going to start doing transitions and making songs work that maybe didn't work when they were at +8. And what happens is if you end up having to go to, you're doing a club somewhere or whatever, and they have turntables, maybe they don't have a reloop, maybe they don't have a MK7 or a 5G techniques. So you're dealing with +8, and that can mess up your entire thing. So I prefer to DJ on +8. I do all my practices. I do all my routines on +8. That way I know it'll work anywhere I go. But I found a sweet spot between my turntables and the moving jogs. It got harder when you were using like the capacitive platters, like on the SRT 1000. That's when it gets harder. But the moving platter ones, we're using phase anyway for the most part, so you don't have to worry about needle tracking or anything like that. So it actually translates pretty good. The only thing that can screw you up if you're not practicing on turntables is if you're trying to do beat juggles. And because it's just science. The circumference of the 12-inch versus the 7-inch is just larger. So it takes longer to longer and more strength to rotate back to 12 o'clock on a turntable than it does on a 7-inch jog. That's just facts. So that's the only thing that I like have to do just to kind of like keep my memory going and keep my muscle memory happening. Can you map shape function to be able to queue up like you just demoed? Can you map a shift plus function to be able to queue up your demo? I don't remember what I did. So please tell me again what exactly that I did, because I don't think that anything that I did requires any mapping, in all honesty. Correct. Absolutely correct. There you go. Yeah, moving platters will do that. I turn all platters to do pitch bends. Wow, that's a lot. Good for you, man. I just use the buttons. Or, in all honesty, since I have been using the Rev for so long and I've learned how to make adjustments where you don't get that sound. So anytime I'm using either one of these, I don't have an issue with slightly just touching. I mean, like I've said before, if you're pushing hard, you're going to get that jerk. But if you learn to use them and you want to speed up, it's just kind of moving. That was bad. I'm too far away from the deck right now. So I don't have a real problem with it. And, I mean, it's people that are going off beat with controllers really need to think about exactly what they're doing or not doing. Because the only way to be offbeat nowadays, okay, is if you are using a moving platter. You got the tempo right here. You got sync. You got instant doubles. So really the only time I'm really ever off is if I'm doing something that I'm showing off. I'm showing a scratch, a little baby scratch or something, bam. And your hand has to drop on the one. So sometimes your hand either drops a little late or drops a little early. And then you have to make adjustments. But if you're just hitting a cue point, I'm going to move on. All right. Let me hop to the forward here real quick. Okay, you were queuing in with the rain with platters on, and you could hold the position. However, when platter's off, it defaults to the tempo bend. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, okay, but essentially that's what you're doing anyway. Why didn't this come up? Yeah, so essentially that's what you're doing anyway. So if I assume I gotta stand up for this. I assume you're talking about when I go into pitch bend and the jogs turn off and then I can speed it up this way. I mean, that's essentially the mapping. If you're looking for like a one button mapping, it's just a button. I would assume you can. My stream is not freezing on my end. So I'm going to assume, man, Fred, that it's coming from your end. Because if it were freezing up, trust me, the audience would tell me like a lot. They're the first to really just reprimand me for stuff out of my control. Okay, let's see here. Bob Meyer Photography. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate that, honestly. Hopefully one day Rainer Pioneer will come out with a 12 or 10 inch platter controller turntable with the screen in it. Hopefully that never happens. Because, okay, look, we're reaching a point. And again, I'm not here to tell anybody what they can dream or what they can't. Okay. You do whatever you want to. But we reach a point where it's too much. All right. So if you got 10-inch platters and a screen, now, okay, I'll just show you. Okay. You got 10-inch platters. So automatically this is going to push out, probably an extra inch or two. Okay. So now you have an even bigger controller, and then you want to put a screen in. Okay. So the screen at a minimum is going to have to take channels, 1 and 2. All right. Which means that this has to expand even more. So now you have an even wider one, or if you decide to do like the Prime and you put a screen up top, now you have a deeper controller. I'm not even factoring in the weight. I don't think at that point, just go get yourself some turntables and a mixer. Get yourself a 72, get yourself a S11. It's just, I think we want, I think some, when you go to the store and you didn't eat before, maybe you didn't have lunch or you didn't have dinner, and now you're at the store shopping and your eyes are getting big and you're buying everything on the planet. That's what we're doing right now. But then you get everything and you're like, oh, I didn't need to buy this. Why did I buy this? I didn't need this. Oh, this was a waste of money, because I think we're doing too much. We want the controllers to be mobile. Once they stop being mobile, what's the point of having it as a controller? I mean, look, the Opus Quad is a perfect example. The Opus Quad is a fixture. Okay, that is a permanent installation. There's an Opus Quad sitting over there on my desk, or on the side of my desk. It never moves. It'll never show up on a gig. It is just too big. And I think we just have to think about this. We're trying to do this to make our lives better. Now, if you have a 10-inch platter controller and the big and the screen, and maybe even make it an all-in-one, and it's sitting in your house and it never leaves, great. But the question becomes, how many products, how many units is Rain going to sell by doing something like that? Because I understand that you want it, but the question is, does the world want it? And I've gone through the forums, and forums are all about 10-inch platters, 10-inch platters. There's absolutely nothing you can do with a 7-inch platter that you can't do with a 10-inch platter, that you can't do with a 12-inch platter. I just think we're thinking very selfishly. And I'm not pro company, okay? I'm not. But companies have to make money. And what's the point of making a product where obviously the people who complain the most are usually the loudest voices, okay? So you're going to get those people. But I think the majority of people do not want a 10-inch platter. Or even if they do want a 10-inch platter, they don't realize what it's going to require. They really don't. And I've been doing this long enough to know that is going to be a big and heavy board. And no thank you. If I wanted that, you're 2 inches away from your turntables now. It's not going to be light. So I hope they don't, in all honesty. And if they ask me, I'm going to tell them no. See, Will, that's a very selfish statement. Okay. I know what you're saying. You carried the crates, you carried the Gemini coffin, you've been DJing for 30 years. I get it. It doesn't mean that everybody wants to do that. You guys, it's literally a circle. Even the furniture is essentially a coffin, just a lighter version of it. I don't want to go back to full coffins. I don't want to go back to full sizes. I don't want to have to carry that thing up a flight of stairs when the elevator's broken. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, Jody. No, Jody. I'm just going to say that is not why they made this device. They did not make the Rain Performer because the community forum screamed out, "We want moving platters." It didn't matter. That had nothing to do with that. They were always going to release something like this because the Rev 7 was out, guys. Okay. Now, look, please understand this. Okay. And I know Jason's in here too, but I'm just going to say, please understand this. There is no product that you get today that was made in a knee-jerk reaction. There's no product that you see today that they started working on 3 months ago. There is no product whatsoever. All of these products happened years ago, okay? At least a year ago. So they had every intention to make the Rain 4 a non-moving platter. Even if they were discussing it in meetings or whatnot, and maybe they were like, hey, you know what? I think at the first one, we should come out with something like this. You know, they're looking around, they're like, what's the top seller? Top seller, even though people buy the Rev 7, right? And now they're buying the Rain Performer. I do believe the top seller was still the DDJ 1000. And they don't have a DDJ 1000 competitor. So you have to understand the way people are thinking. They're like, okay, well, let's go after the one that has the most market share, the DDJ 1000. You know, they come out with that. People complain about the fact that, oh, it needs moving platters. I said it the first time I got it. I'm like, this would have been perfect with moving platters. They're like, yeah, we know. So it didn't take the community to have to push them into it. This isn't the Snyderverse. This isn't release the Snyder edits. This was always in the plan. Okay. So your 10-inch comments are not going to get you a 10-inch platter. I'm telling you this right now. Because if that were the case, you would have gotten an NS7 Mark IV years ago. Years ago. That's not what the market was obviously demanding. You know? So I see a couple of things. That they're going to go after. You're going to see another 2-channel moving platter mixer at some point. You know, to go along with this, probably, you know, a Rain 1 Mark II, whatever they want to call it. I want to see an all-in-one. And look, once you put in the all-in-one, even that's going to add more weight and more size to this. It's going to be very interesting to see how they make an all-in-one. Is it going to be a Rain, you know, or not a Rain, a Denon Prime style with moving platters? You know, something like that. Or are they going to try to incorporate it and do like the 72? It'll be very, very interesting. But I'm sure that's one of the things that probably is the reason why there hasn't been a real all-in-one yet. You know, I think there's a market for coming out with a Newmark style T7 style controller. Like, I think that if they could do something like this, okay, and make these moving platters, then you can use the T7 kind of belt driven. So now you're not worried about the fact of people saying, well, you know, I mean, it's belt driven and it shouldn't be this much. Well, it won't be that much. You know, maybe it's $1,000 and it's belt driven. You got your all-in-one. It's a 2-channel board and you go from there. I mean, they own Stanton, so it shouldn't be that complicated to make a belt driven drive for it. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I'd actually want to see that over, you know, seeing a 10-inch platter or all-in-one like that, in my opinion. Now, these are just opinions, and everybody's entitled to have theirs. DJ Mac Attack says, Performer is better. I always wait. Is it the big one eats the little one, and the big one is better? I always get confused about that. So you get more months versus the 6 months. Okay, 11-inch platter. Get out of here with that. All right. XZ is a good all-in-one. I own it, but I refuse to travel with it. Exactly. Size doesn't matter. Do you reckon streaming will come soon for the Omnis? I hope so. I know they've been talking about it. I think it's just a matter of time. Full disclosure, I haven't gotten anything yet to test on, so I'm not sure. Okay. Exactly. Rev 7 is the best. It's one of the best, but as I said before, after this show, a couple hours later, this video will go out. The Rev versus Rain video. It will go out. So I think a lot of you are going to be, you're going to be surprised across the board. I think I'm giving some real good information. Yeah, exactly. Look, I came from vinyl too. I did. So, there's always going to be a place in my heart that I want to use vinyl. And if I go to a club and they're like, "What do you want in your writer?" I'm going to say vinyl first. And when I say vinyl, I'm going to say I like some techniques, or a cross 12 or a rain 12. Those are my three options. And then we go from there. Then, oh, we don't have vinyl. Okay, well, fine. I'll take some CDJs and an S11. Okay, we don't have S11. Okay, give me an S9, S7, Rain 70. All good. It just depends. It just depends. All right, let's see here. What time is it? 1:39. Okay, 20 more minutes, and then I think I'm going to head out. And any moment they were much cheaper. Okay. Yeah, everybody has selective memory. Nobody remembers all that stuff. I remember, I still remember today. Well, I remember two different times. Back in the day when we had passive speakers and we had to carry, amp racks. So I had what is it? The RMX 2040 and a 4050 in a short amp rack flight case. Now, if you guys know what I'm talking about, that 4050 is demon heavy. And getting it in and out of the vans and stuff, we'd call it Sunday morning because like every time you would load it and take it out, the next day your back was killing you. And I remember one day I had my Serwin Vegas, subs, earthquakes, and my JBL MRXs, and we get to the venue and the elevator is broken. Like, you guys got to take the stairs. Never again. Never again. Never, ever, ever again. I'm sorry. We're beyond that. And I saw a comment on one of the forums and they were like, it's kind of funny. The stuff we used before versus what we use now is, it's not nowhere near the same. And look, there is something to be said about the quality. Okay. Honestly, there's something to be said about the quality. And I truly believe that even right now, with all the powered systems, none of them, and I mean none of them, still sound as good as my passive JVL MRXs and my earthquakes, Serwin Vega earthquakes. To this day, there's still a difference. The closest thing that comes to it, and I said this, was my SRXs and the 828 dual cap sub. That's it. For me, I'm sure there are other variants out there, but I still have not. We've learned to settle, and I think it's important that we do settle a little bit, because if you don't, you're stuck in this old. We can't always be the old guys that are like, oh man, the sound on this one. The reason why I use analog and tube is because the sound is so. We got to move on. And a lot of these bougie ass boutique venues won't even allow you to bring those in, or they don't have space for it anyway. So my stuff was literally taking up space. I used, oh, by the way, so recently I made a statement a couple of months ago about LD. Now, you guys know I have the LD 28 G3s, and I use that for parties up to about 130 people, give or take. Anything more than that, and I'm going with my QSC system. Okay, we've already established that. My partner had the SRX 900 series. I could have got it. It was too big for my truck. And I'm like, I want to compromise. So he has that one, but he doesn't want to always use them. And he has an all white setup. He's got the Humpty booth. He's like, I really want the 44s. And I'm like, okay, well, their quality. He goes, I heard them on an event I was on. They use those speakers and they bumped. I'm like, okay, well, give them a try. So we get them from Hollywood DJ and get all our stuff from Hollywood DJ. I bring them to him. I tested them on a party I was on. And so they plugged them all in, the Humpty booth, everything was there. You've seen the white video off of IG. Follow me on IG if you're not, Cleveland Terry _. Anyway, I turn them on, drop the normal song, the same song I always do. I turn them on, set them to full blast, and I wasn't impressed. Now, doesn't mean they were bad. That doesn't mean that at all. They sound great. here's the thing. As I was listening, I'm like, I don't think they're hitting at the same heights that the new G3s are. The 28 G3s are a marvel of sound. The size they are and the sound they put out is very, very impressive. So my partner, we had our last bar mitzvah this weekend until August 3rd. We have some weddings, but anyway, he was with me on the party. We're never really together. So I brought the G3s. It was about 135 people. I thought, because my partner is he's this weird sound perfectionist, that he was going to go, why'd you bring the G3s? It's not big enough for this room, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to sound like crap, like the stuff that he does. Anyway, I turn that sound check on and he stops and goes, bro, how do they sound this good? I'm like, they're just really well made. He was like, the G2s, they don't have this. And I'm like, yes, there's something about what they've done. So I forget the whole point of it. So basically, as we're shrinking down, some of the quality is getting better. Some of it is the same, but I choose to bring my G3s any opportunity that I get. If I'm 150 to 180, yes, I'm going to bring my QSCs. But the technology is finally catching up. Try to mix African. Okay, so we're talking two different things, Banky. We're talking about something that is syncopated produced, like electronically, and something that is live produced. Any live music, you're gonna have to hit the pitch bend. If you're dealing with anything from the 70s, the 80s, the 60s, yes, you're gonna have to pitch bend. But if you are not, and you're dealing with current music from like the 90s on, you're fine. You're fine. All right. Okay. It sounds like my family's home because they're making a lot of noise. Okay. Again, I'm not saying that they don't sound amazing. I'm telling you from experience that the the 28 G3s sound so good that when I turned on the 44s, I expected them to sound at a even higher level. I was expected to be blown away. I wasn't blown away because that 28 sounds so good. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Thoughts on the jog feel? Check the video, Sam. I did a whole video. Oh, and also check this video coming out today. But I will tell you this: jogs are pretty much the same as far as feeling is concerned. As I've said, I think there's a little more torque coming out of the Performer. So that's, but they feel similar. If I go to one, go to the other. Look, it's kind of like, I don't know, if you're DJing on Technics 12s and then you go to the reloops or something like that, it's gonna feel the same. And it's got the same OEM motor in it, so they're very, very close. All right. Active passive hybrid system in white tops. That would be interesting. Okay. Just reading all your comments. I love my Rain 1, but I'm going to get the Performer, says Bob, for the 4-channel built-in effects and better stem control. That makes sense, and that's a perfectly valid argument for yourself. I don't care anything. My son is a kickboxer, and it's exercise. Hey, that's fine. Good for you. That's good. Yeah. See, you guys know. You did miss the answer to your third deck balance. I said it earlier. But the answer is you have to run it through the sampler or run it through the aux. There's no option otherwise. And I don't think the T7 even has an aux in. So you just have to run into the sampler. Rev 7 has engineering shortcuts, in my opinion, like tempo slider, 0 point, inset. You can't turn off crossfader, X fader disable. Hey, but guys, Nico, why in the world would you want to take a battle style controller and turn off the crossfader? That just seems crazy to me. So it's not a shortcut, it's a design choice. There's absolutely no reason to turn off on a battle style anything the crossfader. The most important part of the controller is the crossfader, and the same with the Rain Performer. So, and the tempo slider being 0 point not having a click. Like, I like having a click. I do. But it's a lot of their controllers don't have clicks on them. That's just the way they work. It's not a shortcut per se. Pioneer DJ is Apple, Rain is Samsung, Denon is Google Pixel. Yeah, I'll give you that. I actually, I will definitely give you that. That makes sense. All right. I rarely ever use a crossfader on my Rain. On your Rain what? On your Rain 1? On your Rain 4? Then you're DJing differently. But if you have a moving platter controller and you aren't touching the crossfader, for me personally, it's weird. I don't think if anybody disables the crossfader, and I get it, maybe you want to go old school, like you're rocking like a Euphonia or whatever you're doing, rotary mixer. Like I understand the logic. I just don't agree. Yeah, it's, hey, again, to each their own. If that's your style, that is your style. You do your thing. I just won't be there doing that thing. Not me personally. I think that certain things, like the Denon Prime Go, how you can disable the crossfader, that made sense. I'm not planning on doing anything special out of that thing. So the upfaders are fine for that, but it depends on your mixing style too. If you're just doing blends all night long, then yeah, technically you don't need a crossfader if you're just doing blends. But if in my mind, if you're getting, I already said it. You do your thing though. Okay. Let's see here. I'm old school. Use my upfaders. Yeah, that's fine. See, I'm going backwards in time and seeing some of the comments here, and that is absolutely fine. That is just not me. 4-channel wireless Bluetooth streaming mini line mixer headroom. I don't know what this is. Okay. Kalo in the building. What's going on? All right. Knights 559 says off topic, but would you recommend a Rain 12 and a Stanton ST150 with a Rain 70 mixer? I'm having issues getting it to connect. Would you recommend a Rain 12 and a Stanton ST150? So one Rain 12 and then one analog with a Rain 70 mixer. I'm having issues getting it to connect read. The Rain 70 is a great mixer, still one of my favorites, and it works perfectly with the Rain 12. Now, what you might be dealing with is the fact the only weak point of which shouldn't even apply, but I'm just throwing this out there, is that the Rain 70 has a 2.5 USB, and it's not the best USB inputs. So at least when I used to use my phase, I had to run it through a like a bus a bus. Sorry, I'm a little brain dead this morning. Basically I had to multiply it with a little 2-channel RCA card, which would flip it from UCA to 2 out, but then it turns to, anyway, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, the Stanton 150 should work just fine along with the Rain 70. You're just sending either RCA data or you're using the Rain 12s and you're going through USB. So there shouldn't be a problem with that. All right. The G3 mix is not out yet. Nope, but that's okay. I saw this, still scratching my head on that one. Thoughts on adding a third channel? Yeah, I answered that. Kevin has gone drag. I don't even want to know what that is. Okay. All right, Jay Book. Hey man, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. There was another super chat that came through and I couldn't see it. Oh wait, maybe I can. Yeah, it erased my super chat. I know somebody else had a super chat. I did want to say thank you. I can't remember who did it, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. It trust me, it helps. It definitely helps. Uh yeah, exactly. That was a beast. All right, now. Okay. Switch says you're dead on with the phase, but the 12s has its own power and doesn't require anything, so it should connect just fine. I'm that's what I'm saying. Like I don't there shouldn't be a problem going from the Rain 70 with the Rain 12. I spent the majority of the pandemic with Rain 12s and a Rain 70. So and I didn't have a problem with them at all. You should just be able to go USB in. The only thing I can think of is that maybe your settings are off. Oh, bad USB. It's always a thing, but maybe your settings are off and you need to just go in there and tell it, I'm using Serato or I'm using virtual DJ, because I know you can change the settings in there. And also, some people forget you have to assign the channel when you start up the 12s. Before that, it won't work until you assign the channel. So these are little just things. I'm just kind of throwing things up in the air. I don't know because I don't see it, but it should not be an issue. Do I think they will make a XZ2? Maybe an XZ3. I'm sure. Look, I don't know that you're going to see like Mark IIs of a lot of things. They like to just kind of change the name completely. That's why there's an S9, then there's an S7, and there's an S11, but there will never be an S9 Mark II. The S9 is virtually the S7 with a slight compromise because there's no echo on there. And the faders aren't as good on the up faders. But besides that, it's just as good and in some cases better. So we'll see some variation of it. I don't know if it'll be exactly the same. The Rain 1MK2 should have the 70 style mixer and hardware effects. I've said this. I truly believe that the 70 has the best 2-channel layout for Rain. I think that's the one they should be using for pretty much all their stuff. It's similar to the Rain 4. In all honesty, this is pretty much a 4-channel Rain 70 here. So I think they're on the right path. Okay. Doesn't anything USB powered also create or amplify a hum or interference? No, not necessarily. Not necessarily at all. Okay, let's see here. I answered thoughts on Craze versus Q last podcast. So feel free to go look at that one because I spent a great deal of time on that. I like the rev crossfade curve better than the Rain. Marlo, let me ask you this. Or Mario, sorry. Have you actually are you at the conference? Like did you actually use the Rain crossfader? Like leave it in the chat. Let me know before I answer that question. Okay. That's fair enough. All right, let's see here. Okay. So, here is the thing that you have to realize. The curve on the crossfader needs to be configured. Okay. So the curve out of the box is not as good and I don't even know if they updated their firmware and they have the most recent firmware, but um, there is an app, a dedicated app just for the crossfader. So I don't need this guy. So yeah, you have to calibrate the crossfader, and then you can go in there and do that, and you have to do the left and right and left for all that stuff, and then you will get it to the best possible, and then you can go into your settings and change all that. But they're 1.03. Okay, so there's a 1.113. Am I being crazy? I thought it was 1.13. Firmware. Yeah. So it's 1.1.013. So they are using an older firmware. Not that it's, significantly different, but there is an updated firmware. You can go back, Doug, and see my response to this later on. All right. Ask DJ Civil, the Hercules T7, good product for someone with outdated product simply wanting to upgrade to an inexpensive updated product that does the job for mobile DJs. Okay. All right. So all right, if you are bringing a mixer along with you, then the Hercules T7 is a perfectly fine piece of gear. Okay. If you're not bringing a mixer, I would not go out with the T7 consistently and try to do mobile events. The mic section is crap. The audio output is fine, but it's not the best. You're missing little things like auxiliary ins for that kind of stuff. So for me personally, if you have a mixer, yes, the controller works great. But if you don't, I would go with something else. They don't have to respond, Jody. They do not have to respond. You guys are. They don't have to respond. The Rain Performer is a response to the Rev, but they don't have to respond to this. The only way to respond is to put out a 4-channel moving platter controller, and that wouldn't even be a response. That's just them, if anything, just going through the natural progression. They have a 2-channel, and then if they decide to make a 4-channel, which again, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I have heard too many times from Pioneer that they have no interest in making a 4-channel controller, moving platters. I don't think it's going to happen. Jake Hill's review on the Rain Performer was extremely detailed, just like the Rain 4. His review and your review helped me decide on purchasing. Great. Jake's a great guy. Jake's a great guy, and he's had this product for a long time. And if anybody knows this product, it's gonna be him. And yeah. Thank you. I'm glad that I could help. If you bring the T7, please get the RCF 10FX. It also has the USB line in. Okay. Ask, can the Rain Performer act as a standalone mixer? Yes, it can. 2 channels, inputs. Your effects will still work. But that's about it. Yeah, but you can use the 2 channels. How much do you think scratching is factored in designing these new devices? You think more scratchers still want 2 tables and a mixer, or learning to adjust to controller scratching? You must have just showed up, Unu. As I've said before, anytime you make a controller with moving platters, you are focusing on the turntable DJ, 100%. So I think that there's too many other options out there. And again, look, Rain is just one piece of the big umbrella. Okay, Rain. In Music has Rain. They got Denon. They have Newmark. I mean, all of these things do different things, right? So, Rain is their turntable DJ gear. That's at least the way I look at it. The way I've always looked at it. They make products for turntable style DJs. So it just makes perfect sense for them to come out with a controller with moving platters. Just makes perfect sense. But there's a lot of people that don't scratch. And for those people, don't spend the money. Get yourself a Rain 4. Get yourself a Flex 10. Get yourself a DDJ 1000. Don't spend the money. You will not need 2000. You should not need a new MacBook for the Performer. You shouldn't. You're going to need more for stems. Okay. I will use the third line on your software. Okay. Pioneer needs to get stems to work great on Rekordbox. It's coming. You just got to be patient. It's coming. Damn, I wish I'd known that. I sold the Rain 1. Okay. And all right. Couple more. It's 204. All right. Last couple right here. All right. So wanting to ask you about your comparison of the Performer versus the Rev, but I will wait. Yes, definitely wait. It's coming out today. It'll come out sometime. Magnets. It'll come out sometime. It's 2:00. I have to reshoot a little issue because of Jason. Kidding. I have to reshoot a little issue. And then I'm just gonna finish up on my edit. I am 24 or 25 minutes into probably a 38-minute edit. So once I shoot this, right after I get off of this thing, I'm gonna finish that, and then I'm gonna move over, do my edit, and then it'll upload. The upload will take, 15 minutes or so, but then you just gotta clear all this stupid YouTube stuff. So it'll probably be, my guess, around 5:00, 5 or 6:00. Wife's going to be texting you. Absolutely. She's already going to tell me, hey, we need to go grocery shopping so we can because we have to leave early in the morning to get to Vegas and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they got grocery stores in Vegas. We're not going to have time. Who's not going to have time? We're in a dance competition. I'm going to have plenty of time. You're not going to want to get out of the valet. Why not? It's not all that complicated. Anyway. All right. Paradox says, I said 130. Yeah, I know. I know. That's on me. Have you used Serato Beta for Mac in regards to the performance now native to M1, M3? Nope, have not. I don't really have a need. It works. So I'm not running to just see that it works a little bit better. I mean, all I really care about is a fixer startup because I'm tired of opening up Serato and having to wait forever to actually be able to DJ, especially when I open up software like DJ and it opens up immediately, So how much RAM do you have on your MacBook? Me personally, I have 32, but I also shoot lots of video and lots of graphics work. So 32 is necessary. Anybody who's buying a MacBook for DJing, I would say go with 16. 8's not enough. I think 16 is the sweet spot. Or I know they keep changing it on the new ones. Like I think it's like 18 gigs of RAM, and they have all these weird numbers now. But somewhere 16 or above, you're in a good place. You're in a good place. All right. When is this Cleveland versus Mojack scratch battle happening? It is not happening. It is not happening. All right. All right. DJ Nico says scratch, jog, stem, remix, and more would benefit from a 4-channel controller. I don't agree with that. Yes, if you're trying to do remixes and you're doing multiple tracks, yes, but juggling is a 2-channel act. It honestly is. If you're juggling with 4 channels, I whatever, do your thing, okay? But scratching and juggling are definitely a 2-channel thing. Stems, really a 2-channel thing. Remixes, stem split, yes, 4 channels, absolutely. But everybody has dreams of being that DJ, and most don't come to fruition. Okay. All right. All right. I think we're good. Except for one says, where did it go? "29 years. I assume that means how long you've been DJing, Nico. I'm I like I've been DJing just as long as you. I don't like to use that term. I don't. I just for me personally, I think it for a lot of DJs, when they start using that time period, I've been DJing this long. In my brain, uh a lot of people limit themselves. I'm not saying you. I don't even know your style. Um, but uh I'm always like, I don't care because you can DJ for 50 years. And like Nico just said, if you're not practicing still, if you're not learning new techniques, um, you're not as good as you think you are because techniques change, styles change. This isn't, this is a longer story. That's a longer story. All right. We all learn. We all have to practice. They move, but they are CDJ style, not turntables. I think I answered that one. So I'm going to let it go. Okay. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Hey, thank you for hanging out. Good turnout today. I never know if the turnout is because it's later in the day or obviously I had the Rain Performer video just come out. So I'm sure a lot of people, want to talk about that too. I'm never really sure. I'm still trying to figure out the time. I don't know. You guys got to tell me. You guys got to tell me when what time works best for you. That's the key. But anyway, I do have to run. Rain Performer versus Rev 7 video will be out today, and please check it out. Give me your opinion. Throw it in the chat, and I got to try to get all this done before my wife takes me away from my office, and it's coming soon. So I'm gonna eat and try to get stuff done. Shoot this video real quick. All right, y'all, because I would rather, if something comes up too late and I'm still editing the video at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, I will wait and it will post in the morning. That's just the way I work. I don't want to post it at 12, 7. It'll go out at around 7 o'clock if it gets too late. But either way, that video is coming out either today, no later than tomorrow. All right, y'all. There will be no show on Thursday because I will be in Vegas. I never know what the internet is like unless if something comes up that I want to talk about, because there is one or two things that may or may not be happening. So I might have a video shot from, the hotel, but it'll be off my iPhone and stuff. Anyway, got to go, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. See you guys next week or the week after. And you have to answer this. Should I do a Hawaii stream or should I just ignore you guys and enjoy my time off? I would do it. I'd have to do it outside. It'd be on the beach. I gotta think about that. Anyway. All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here. Enjoy your day. We'll see you soon. Peace out. Have great parties this weekend if you have any.